Since 1895, Schwinn has built the bikes you trust to take on any urban riding adventure. Join the city riding scene on the Kedzie urban bike. Designed for great performance on paved metropolitan streets, the clean, streamlined Kedzie is perfect for city commuting. It's built with a steel racing frame and fork for a responsive, reliable ride. The single-speed drivetrain keeps things simple, while a convenient flip-flop hub allows you to switch the rear wheel between freewheel and fixed cog options. This means you can choose either simple, single-speed coasting or no-frills fixie riding. Front and rear alloy caliper brakes offer smooth stopping power, and the wheels are equipped with alloy rims to keep the ride light and fast. Plus, Schwinn's urban-style seat and grips enhance comfort and style while you're on the go. Designed with 700C wheels, the circuit fits riders age 14 and up, measuring between approximately 5 foot 6 inches and 6 foot 2 inches tall. And like all Schwinn bicycles, it's backed by a limited lifetime warranty for as long as you own the bike. Established in 1895 and celebrated for their cycling legacy, Schwinn knows just what you're looking for in a bicycle. From men's to women's to kids, they have a bike for everyone. A classic never goes out of style. With an elegant shape and vintage flair, the Schwinn Destiny is the picture-perfect bike for cruising. Enjoy a relaxed ride with friends around the neighborhood, down the bike path, or on the beach. The Destiny comes equipped with a durable steel frame, lightweight alloy rims, and a padded cruiser saddle for a comfortable ride. The single-speed drivetrain is easy to use, and the rear coaster brake provides intuitive stops. Front and rear fenders help protect you from the elements, while the rear cargo rack offers convenient storage. Designed with 24-inch wheels, the Destiny fits riders ages 8 and up, or 4 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 6 inches tall. And like all Schwinn bicycles, it comes with a limited lifetime warranty for as long as you own the bike.
In this video, we're going to teach you how to assemble your P3 track bicycle. This video will also help if you have a bike from our single speed collection. We highly recommend that you take it to a local bike shop to assemble it, this way activating the warranty. However, if you insist on doing it yourself, we're going to walk you through the installation process so you do it correctly and so it's safe to ride.
First, open the box and take out all the pieces. You will find a frame set and handlebar, 2 wheels, pedals, one labeled R for right and the other L for left, bicycle grease, tools, a 15mm socket wrench, and a set of hex Allen wrenches, and a saddle with its seat post and seat clamp.
In addition, you ideally will need a bicycle pump with a pressure gauge so you can see how much PSI your tires have. First comes the rear wheel. You can put the frame on the box to help with the assembly.
Mount the axle between the dropouts and make sure it's on the free wheel side. Put the chain on the cog and pass it through the teeth, then mount the chain on the crankset. Then tighten the nuts, being careful to keep the wheel in the center of the chainstays.
Now you can put your seat in.
First, put grease in the seat tube. Then insert the seat post into the frame and adjust it to the appropriate height and tighten the seat clamp. Make sure the bolt located on the bottom of the seat is adjusted. Loosen the bolts on the stem's faceplate, then put the handlebar in and make sure it's upright and in line with the fork. Then put the faceplate back on and make sure the bolts are evenly tightened.
Now we can put in the front wheel. Make sure it is aligned between the fork and put it into the dropouts. Tighten the bolts first with your hands, then firmly tighten them with the 15mm wrench. Now we've arrived at the brakes. For this part and the rest of the assembly, we can forget about the box and do the rest on the ground. Loosen the lateral bolt, squeeze the wheel, and screw the bolt until it reaches an appropriate tension. Adjust the brake pads and line them up with the tire. Tighten the bolt behind the fork and make sure that both pads are at the same distance. We've arrived at one of the most important parts, the pedals. The right and left pedals have different threads, so installing them incorrectly can ruin the thread and permanently damage the crank arm, making the pedal fall off and causing danger to the rider. Be sure to match the correct pedal to its crank arm and never force a pedal in. If it doesn't feel right or the threading is off, carefully remove the pedal and start over again. Put grease on the pedals and insert the correct pedal into the crank arm and begin to turn the thread with your fingers only. The right pedal is clockwise, while the left is counterclockwise. When the axle is screwed in all the way, securely tighten it using a 15mm narrow open-ended wrench so that the shoulder of the pedal spindle is securely tightened against the crank arm. Make sure they're tightened, and if you feel something is loose while pedaling, stop immediately and check that everything is okay. Finally, inflate the wheels to the appropriate PSI, and once they're both inflated, you're ready to ride. Double check everything before you head out and make sure that your pedals are tightened more than enough. We hope this video has helped you. The track is a great bike for moving smoothly through the city and making life easier and more entertaining.
In this video, we will go over unpacking and assembly of Hurley e-bikes. First thing we have to do is open the box and remove the bicycle and all its parts. Please make sure to open the box from the top, as the box will be used as a stand to assist with assembly later. After unpacking the box, you should find the following components: a semi-assembled bicycle frame with the rear tire and gears already assembled, front tire, pedals, an assembled saddle, a battery charger, power cord for the charger. The included tools should be a wrench and a handful of Allen keys as needed depending on the bicycle that you purchased. First step is installing the handlebar. Now we can begin the assembly. Spin the fork to make it front facing and then proceed to unroll the handlebar and place the fork inside the box. First thing we're going to install is the handlebars. Using the Allen key, loosen the screw at the top of the spine until the bottom piece slides up a bit. Then you'll be able to place the spine into the shaft. Once it's placed inside the shaft, then using the Allen key, tighten the screws until it's firmly in place. Once that is done, we need to loosen the bolts on the front with a fork using the wrench. Loosen the bolts a bit until the handlebar can spin into position easily. Then position the handlebar in place and tighten the screws. If there is a front reflector on your handlebar, That should be tightened up at this point as well, using the included Allen keys. Next, we're going to install the saddle. Loosen the quick release at the rim of the shaft where the saddle is to be inserted. Slide the saddle into its place. You can adjust the height after assembly is completed. For now, slide it into place and tighten the quick release. Next up, installing the battery. The battery installation is simple. Just slide it into place until you hear the click. It should be locked into place once it's installed properly. Next up, we're going to install the pedals. When installing the pedals, it's important to make sure that you install each pedal on the marked side. The pedal marked with an R will install on the right side of the bike and with an L on the left side. The right pedal should be installed on the right side if you are sitting on the bike. Use your hands to screw the pedal in place and use the wrench to tighten at the end. Repeat those steps on the left side as well. At this point, we can remove the bike from the box. Slightly loosen the bolts on the front wheel assembly so that we have enough room to slide into place on the floor. If you have a V-brake on the bike, we must first loosen the thread on the brake so we'll have enough room to insert the wheel. Once loosened, place the front wheel into place and tighten the bolts by hand. Make sure the washers are on the outside of the fork. After tightened by hand, use the wrench to fully tighten and fasten the wheel into place. After wheel is in place and bolts are secured, proceed to reattach the V-brake assembly. Adjust as needed using the Allen key. Our assembly is now complete. The last step is to test. Now we have to test the handlebar and make sure it fits firmly in place. Simply lean on the handlebar and apply pressure to ensure it does not slide or move. Perform the same test on the saddle. Apply pressure to ensure it remains in place. If it does, then we are done and ready to enjoy this bike.